Did you know that one single quarter from 1976, yes, just 25 cents, could be worth thousands of dollars right now? This isn't a myth. It's a shocking truth that's blowing up in the coin collecting world. If you have one of these rare American bicentennial quarters, especially from the 1976 proof set, you might be sitting on a hidden goldmine without even knowing it. So don't blink, because what you're about to hear could literally turn your pocket change into a jackpot. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most iconic and searched for coins in the United States, the 1976 bicentennial quarter. But not just any quarter, we're talking about the proof set version, the real deal. The one that collectors are desperately hunting for. The one that could sell for as high as $71,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that right, $71,000. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to tell if your quarter is worth $1,100 or tens of thousands of dollars. Now let's go back to the year 1976, a year that marked the 200th anniversary of the United States. To celebrate this historical moment, the U.S. Mint released a special commemorative quarter, the bicentennial quarter. What makes this coin stand out? First, it doesn't have the usual eagle design on the reverse. Instead, it features a colonial drummer, a torch with 13 stars, and the dual date 1776 to 1976. It was more than just a coin, it was a piece of American pride, but here's the real twist. While millions of these quarters were made for circulation and are worth only face value, there's a rare type that was specially minted, the proof coins from the 1976 proof sets. These proof coins were struck using polished dies and specially treated planchets, creating mirror-like surfaces with sharp details. And that's where the real money lies. Collectors and investors across America are searching for these rare proof quarters, especially the ones that are part of the 40% silver bicentennial proof sets. These weren't made for everyday use. They were sold directly by the U.S. Mint to collectors, and today, they're the treasures that can bring you serious cash. But here's the kicker, not all of them are created equal. Some of these coins have rare errors, unique strike characteristics, or are in pristine, untouched condition. These are the ones breaking records at auctions. A perfect example? A 1976 bicentennial quarter from a silver proof set that sold for $1,100, just because of its flawless deep cameo contrast and high grade. And that's just the beginning. Another one, graded at an elite level with a perfect mirror finish and no post-mint damage, shocked collectors when it sold for an incredible $71,000 at auction. That's not fiction. That's a verified, documented sale that sent shockwaves through the coin collecting community. So how do you know if you have one of these rare and valuable bicentennial quarters? First, check the mint mark. Look closely for an S just above the R in quarter dollar. If you see that S, that's a clue that it could be from a proof set. Then, examine the edge of the coin. If it has a silver gray tone and no copper core showing, congratulations, you might be holding a 40% silver version. Next, inspect the surfaces. Is it incredibly shiny with deep, mirror-like fields and frosted raised designs? That's what collectors call a deep cameo proof. If it's in pristine condition, especially if it has never been handled without gloves or exposed to air, it could grade very high, and that's what opens the door to thousands of dollars in value. Now here's a tip that serious collectors use. If you have a 1976 proof set, don't break it apart. Keep it sealed. The coins are most valuable when untouched and still in their original government packaging. And if you suspect you have something special, don't rush to sell it. Get it graded by a professional third-party service like PCGS or NGC. A high grade can multiply your coin's value overnight. More and more Americans are finding out the true value of their bicentennial quarters, and the market is heating up. As demand grows and fewer high-quality examples remain, the value continues to rise. If you're thinking this is just a hobby, think again. It's also an investment, and a very lucrative one. So take this moment to check your proof sets, check your quarter collections, and spread the word. That shiny 1976 quarter could be worth more than your last paycheck. Or even your last 3 paychecks combined. This is not just pocket change, this is treasure hiding in plain sight. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for, the most incredible part of this story. The actual coin from the 1976 proof set, the bicentennial quarter that collectors are chasing, has sold for anywhere between $1,100 all the way up to an unbelievable $71,000. That's right, $1,100 to $71,000 for a single coin. What if I told you that a coin sitting quietly inside a proof set in someone's closet or drawer right now, possibly even yours, could be worth a small fortune? Yes, a 1971 Kennedy half-dollar that most people ignore, overlook, or simply toss into a coin jar could be the exact coin that changes your life. And no, I'm not talking about some fantasy coin. I'm talking about a very real 1971 Kennedy half-dollar from a proof set that's selling for thousands, and in rare cases, tens of thousands of dollars. So don't blink. This is one video you don't want to miss. This is the kind of coin content that serious collectors, casual hobbyists, and treasure hunters across the United States are searching for every single day. And you're about to find out why. The year 1971 was a big turning point in American coinage. It was the first year the U.S. Mint produced the Kennedy half-dollar entirely without silver for general circulation. But what many people don't know is that the San Francisco Mint still created special proof versions of the coin in 1971, beautiful, mirror-like specimens, packaged neatly in U.S. Mint proof sets and never intended to be spent as pocket change. These coins feature incredible detail, and collectors call them proof strikes because of the way they're minted, using polished dies and planchets to create razor-sharp images with reflective fields and frosted devices. And if your 1971 Kennedy half-dollar proof has what collectors call deep cameo contrast, you're holding onto a coin that may be significantly more valuable than you ever imagined. Here's where it gets really juicy. Not every proof coin is created equal. Over time, many of these 1971 proof half-dollars became scratched, hazy, or toned from improper storage. That's why coins that remain in pristine, untouched condition, especially those graded PR69 or even PR70 by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC, are worth big bucks. And I mean big bucks. We're not just talking about coins worth $100 or $2. We're talking about coins that have sold in major auctions and online marketplaces for astonishing figures. Imagine opening your father's or grandfather's old proof set, pulling out a 1971 Kennedy half-dollar, and discovering that it grades as a PR70 deep cameo. That's when collectors start drooling and bidding wars begin. Let's get real. Some of these coins have brought in truly wild numbers. A 1971 Kennedy half-dollar proof coin, in flawless ultra-deep cameo condition, has been sold to collectors for a whopping $1,300. That's right, one coin, over $1,000. But that's just scratching the surface, because if you're lucky enough to have a coin with not just perfect contrast but also zero flaws under magnification, no marks, no haze, no imperfections, you may just be holding one of the finest known examples in the world. That's when things get intense. The value doesn't stop at a few grand. A few of the highest graded, top-tier examples have crossed the auction block for an almost unbelievable $34,000. Yes, that's 34,000 American dollars for one coin from a 1971 proof set, and it gets better. Because collectors are still looking. Demand for high-grade Kennedy half-dollars from proof sets is growing. The market has been heating up as more people get into coin collecting, especially with social media and YouTube shining a spotlight on rare US coins worth money. That's why keywords like 1971 Kennedy half-dollar proof value, rare half-dollars, coins worth big money, 1971's Kennedy half-dollar deep cameo, and coins in proof sets worth money, are being searched thousands of times every single month. People all across America are digging through boxes, estate sales, old collections, hoping to find that one coin that might just be the jackpot. The one proof coin from 1971 that stands out from the rest. The one that's nearly perfect. The one that turns a 50-cent piece into a financial windfall. So what should you do right now? Go find your proof sets. Look for the 1971 coin with the S mint mark, indicating it was made at the San Francisco Mint. Tilt it under a light. Check if it has a bold, frosty image with a mirror black background. If it looks pristine, no fingerprints, no haze, no nicks, get that coin graded immediately by PCGS or NGC. Because that coin could be worth $1,300, $10,000, even $34,000. And it might be sitting inside a dusty proof set that hasn't been touched in years. Coin collecting is no longer just a hobby. For many, it's a hunt for hidden fortune. And the 1971 Kennedy $50 from the proof set? That might just be your ticket. There's a coin that millions of Americans have forgotten about, but just a few collectors, smart, lucky, or maybe just curious, have held onto it, and today, that forgotten coin is turning into a monster payday for those who know what to look for. Yes, we're talking about the 1979 Kennedy $50. But not the regular ones you might find in loose change. This one's different. This one came straight from a US Mint proof set, and believe it or not, a very specific version of this 1979 Kennedy $50 is now selling for more than luxury watches, more than a brand new pickup truck, and in some cases, more than an entire house. So if you've got an old proof set sitting in your home, maybe one your parents or grandparents saved, you might want to stop what you're doing and check it immediately. Now here's the wild part. The 1979 Kennedy $50 wasn't supposed to be rare. Millions were made. But what most people don't know is that proof coins from that year, especially the ones made in San Francisco, were struck with ultra-sharp dies that produced deep, frosted images and glass-like fields. Some of those coins came out so pristine, so flawless, that they were later graded as PR70 Deep Cameo, the highest grade a proof coin can get, and only a few have ever earned that label. That's where the money comes in. You see, coin collectors go crazy for perfection. And when a 1979 Kennedy $50 from a proof set reaches that elite PR70 Deep Cameo status, the value skyrockets. It's like winning the coin lottery. Now here's what you should look for. First, check the edge. It should be perfectly smooth and shiny with no nicks or wear. Second, look for a deep, mirror-like surface. You should be able to see your reflection in the background while the portrait of Kennedy looks frosted, like it's floating. Third, and this is critical, your coin must come from a proof set, not from circulation. The San Francisco Mint proof coins often have an S mint mark and come sealed in a hard plastic case from the US Mint. If your 1979 $50 checks all those boxes, you could be sitting on something incredibly valuable, because recently, one of these stunning, flawless proof coins was sold, and the price it brought at auction stunned collectors everywhere. You ready for the number? A single 1979 Kennedy $50, straight from a US Mint proof set, graded at the highest level by a top-tier grading company, was sold for a breathtaking $125,000 to $175,000. Yes, you heard that right. $125,000 to $175,000, all for a coin that many people overlook, sitting quietly in a plastic case, just waiting to be discovered. So don't ignore your old proof sets. Don't assume your coins are worthless. That shiny little $50 from 1979, it could be your golden ticket. Hit that like button if you're checking your collection right now. Subscribe for more rare coin alerts, because the next hidden treasure could already be in your hands.